Hello and welcome to the free live readings based on a program that I wrote in December 2021, which is, uh, oh, hang on, guys. We're just getting We've worked on these things before. Yeah, okay, there we go. Let's try this again. This is a live from my Facebook timeline. And I usually do a class like this for exclusively for students of the Moira Bush Academy. And I thought this time around I'm going to, because 2022 is very important here, I'm going to invite the general public in just to come and have a peek and a dip into what is being forecast as an energy move and energy lessons and energy challenges and energy gifts, everything to do with spirit and energy for 2022. And everything I do through the lens of colors, numerology, and planetary information. A little bit of astrology, but I focus on the planets, not astrology. So let's just have a look here. Michael, my producer's here. It says too low FPS. Your current frame rate's too low, and it wants me to change something. So let's have a look. Oh, now it's taken me off screen, so we don't want to go there. Sorry, guys. It's the first time I'm doing live with a whole new technology, so you want to hang in there. So let's have a look. Jessica, hello. That's lovely to see you, Rose. Oh, your hair's gorgeous. Thank you, Rose. Nadine. Hi, Nadine. Okay, Nadine's put down. I'll put you on the list, Nadine. You said hello, 1702. Okay, what I need to do, Nadine, I thought those were your numbers you were giving me. Okay, guys, so I actually have Amy Bell helping me in the background, and I've got Michael with me as well. So what I'd like you to do, if you do want a reading today and to go on the list, I already put Tanya and Nev down because they already, before we started, gave me their numbers. I want you to give me your name and your a day and month of birth. Amy's going to double check that we're giving you the right year number. I don't want you to just make guesses, all right? I don't want you to think, oh, I'm in a 7-year, 8-year, and just guess. Put down the day you're born, the month you're born, and Amy will make sure to double check that we get the right year number before I start a reading for you, all right? So Nev and Tanya, if you are listening, I need you to oh, there we go. Nev is in. Loves the new look. Fabulous. Nev, can you please just put down the, no, I don't want your year that you were born, the day you are born, and the month that you are born. Okay, sweethearts. And then when you've done that, then then we can double check that I've got the right year number for you. Okay. We're just having a little issue with streaming, and I am just checking something here very quickly. Nope, nothing is changed. We can't change that. I can't change that at all. I'll go back to dashboard here. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. If I do go in and out, it's because I'm used to doing Zoom, which I know, and this new Facebook thing is quite weird. Right. Okay, Nev, you've put it in. Let's double check Nev, Amy. She said she was in a year one in a previous okay, we have a whole bunch coming in here. Okay, so what I'm going to let Michael build the list for me there while I give you. So Michael, you'll build the list, and if it's like 16.7, put 16.7 down for me there. Okay. So I think just while we all get hellos and kind of get together and hope that this is streaming well, although my dashboard keeps saying that it's not streaming well, I'm hoping you guys can see and hear me. Okay. I'm just going to give you a little bit of background information around the 2022 predictions and what is being predicted for the year in case, those of you watching haven't actually purchased the program. And by the way, if you are interested, I will put a link in at the end of the broadcast. So this is the 13th annual prediction I made, and it kind of started when I was living in England, and a business group, marketing kind of network group, asked me if I would come and do something fun and interesting for them to end the year off. So I thought, oh well, I'm not thinking business people might not be interested in energy stuff. I thought, well, let me just see what the colors. The Color Mirrors bottles say about the upcoming year. And I went and did a little mini prediction and gave them a little handout sheet, and it turned out to be so successful that people wanted to know more. And then from then on, every year, I just looked at the Color Mirrors system, incorporated numerology, that's a passion of mine as well, And then over the years, I added in some planetary information. And the latest bit of information I put in is around the Chinese zodiac. We're in the year of the water tiger, which I find that energy and very interesting to combine and bring all these ancient systems together. So this is the 13th one that I've done. And what I've noticed, there's a trend. There's something's been building from 2017 all the way through to 2023. So we're kind of in 2022, which is coming into 23, which is going to be very important here. And it is a culmination of things building up. There's a build up. You can almost feel the energy, the intensity of it. And there's definitely something we have to do in 2022 so that we can face whatever the initiation and the final test or the exam to get our PhD is going to be in 2023. 2023 is going to be about initiations and tests. So I find that 2022 is that bridge. It's a magenta year, and as much as in Color Mirrors, Bottle 22 is about forgiveness, it couldn't be a year of forgiveness for me when I tune into the predictions. Globally, it felt like it's a year of bridges. So the predictions course this year is called the Year of the Bridge. Now, if you think about bridges, you're thinking about what bridges can be built, what bridges can be broken down, what bridges will be crossed. You're thinking about immigration here. We're thinking here about refugee situations. You're thinking about war and going to war, crossing borders. And magenta is a color for nuclear energy. So this is serious kind of buildup of that kind of tensions. Trade routes, travel, people considering, alternatives to flying, to maybe using trains and going a little bit backwards in time, but, changing the way they travel and cross borders. Even religious borders came up for me, and I could see the Pope and the Dalai Lama and an important conversation or an event or something happening between them. So it's everything to do with bridges. That's on a global scale. In the predictions, I talk a little bit more about your personal, personally, how does this bridge energy affect you? Now, when you look at bridges, what can also force us to cross borders, to cross bridges, and it could be weather, weather related events. So I really felt a hike up in weather events with volcanoes and floods and tornadoes and that kind of thing, because when it comes to borders, you can have rules and regulations in place, but what will make you cross that border will be your heart opening up and you going into compassion. So that to me felt like an overall kind of energy for 2022. And of course, some of it's already in January, it's already beginning to play out. It's absolutely crazy. Now, the colors that are important for 2022 is magenta and pink. Magenta is related to 2022, and pink is related to, when you add 2022 up, it comes to the number 6. And in Color Mirror, 6 is Venus, and it is a pink bottle. So magenta is important because it's the color of divine love. It's a color of us looking at events that are happening in the world from a higher space. It puts us into that divine sacred space where no matter what chaos we see happening on the planet, we don't judge it. We don't go down into looking at it at the human level. We're looking at it more from a spiritual viewpoint, seeing the bigger picture, what's actually unfolding. Then pink is important because pink is about the heart chakra. Pink is about love. Pink is about unconditional acceptance. So for all of us in 2022, we are going to be looking at issues around the heart, issues around loving one another, but mostly loving ourselves. One of the messages Melissa says so beautifully in the rose pink, one of the rose pink bottle messages is that, love yourself first so you are able to allow others to love you. And you're able to then love them. You can't say I love somebody when something in you is, you're not loving something in you. So lots of important lessons around pink. The planet for the year is going to be Venus. Venus relates to pink and the number 6 energy. Venus is going to have you ask what's important to you. What is precious to you? This is a year where you might decide, you know what, bugger this. I'm out of the city. I don't want to live in the city. I can't handle the noise. I can't handle the pollution. I can't handle the crowdedness. I have just got to move away. And it's what's really, really important to you. And you might move away for less money. You might make that decision that you don't care. You just want a different style, a different quality of life. So Venus will have you think about that. I think Venus will have you also think about your material world in a different way. Yes, luxury and comfort's important. That's part of Venus's energy. But you're also going to have a look at what do I have too much of? What do I want to let go of? So that's another little tidbit for you. The water tiger I wanted to talk about. The last time the water tiger was active was in 1962. And in 1962, we were on the brink of nuclear warfare. It was the Cuban Missile Crisis. We're back there again in this water tiger year, with Putin wanting to put missiles in Venezuela, wanting to put missiles in Cuba. We're kind of really back to that kind of energy again, where we have this threat of Russia right on the doorstep of the Americas. Then the other thing that happened that I wanted to point out, there's quite a lot, but I'm just nitpicking a little bit from the predictions. In 1962 was the oral polio vaccine was created. And of course, this year we're moving into the whole COVID-19 vaccine coming to us in a pill as well. So that history repeating itself as well. So if you find this very interesting, of course, this is all taken from a huge list of information that came to me when we did the original predictions for 2022. All right, so Michael has made up a list for me here. So I have a list of names. So I'll start going down them. Before I do that, I just wanted to show you the bottles that are actually next to me. I'll lift the computer up a little bit. Can you see the row of bottles there? Yeah. So what I've actually got going here is, you can see there's number one. So those of you in a year one, there is a dragon and a spritzer essence that supports you in your year one. So for example, if you're in a year one, you've got the coral dragon, and you've got the magic bottle, this beautiful pale green, most incredible bottle, and they smell absolutely divine. Each year number, there are specific color mirrors support bottles, whether it's an oil to bathe in, or whether it's the planet, but that also is the planet bottle, or it is the actual spritzer bottles as well. And the idea is that when the year gets a little tough, you've got that bottle on hand to help you, or when you want to envision and dream something bigger and more, and really step into the potential of the year's energies, those essence are there to instantly support you. So people who do purchase the program from me, that's what they do, is they also get their 2 bottles to support them throughout the year. And hopefully as we talk about them a little bit more, I will show you, but I put them there to kind of hold a space for us today. All right, okie dokie. So, and please, for those of you, if you've just tuned in, Amy Bell is supporting us. She is making sure that she's taking your date of birth, your month, and making sure she calculates the right year number for you. And then that gets passed on to me, and I'll be able to start doing some reading. So hopefully this is it. Anybody that has actually used the predictions and you're actually a student of my academy, please, if you've got anything nice to say or encouraging, go ahead, because I love creating that for you. Laurel Best. Okay, Laurel, you're on my list here. We're going to double check Tanya and Nev, who gave it to me earlier. Are they correct, Michael? Is Tanya on already from South Africa? Not. I'd like him to be live. I know Nev is on. I'd like you to be live when I talk to you, and so if you've got any questions, you can alert me. Laurel Best, you are 18th August, and so your number came to a 23.5. So you're in a 5 year. So now, normally I would like to ask you, would you like me to talk about wealth, health, relationship? Would you like the water tiger information, that kind of thing? Maybe you guys can give us an indication of, what direction you'd like me to go in. But Laurel, I'm feeling you want me to go look at money. You want me to look at finances. I don't know if I've got this right. If you want something else, please pop on and just comment for me, okay? So I'm going to just open up my my information on year 5, and I'm going to go and have a look at the finances. What's happening? My little puppies are here with me, so if you hear anything, it's just my little babies talking to me. So I'll show you what the slides look like, Laurel. So that is my slide that I'm referencing for the course, and it's on wealth. Concepts that you only get rich by working harder is questioned under the collective rays of green, pink, and magenta. And how that works, I'll show you here. How that works is, on the predictions, I put together the the 2022 bottle, the pink 6-year bottle, and the 5, which is your green year bottle. So I kind of look at the influence of all those colors together and what are they going to do with people in a green 5 year when it comes to money. Okay, so money issues, if seen only through the lens of green, then yes, it will convince you to work longer, harder hours to get more money. But if you look at it through the lens of pink, it will advise you to love more and let love pull in more money. The magenta, that is the 22's colors, would say stop panicking and tap into your spiritual powers to attract more money. Put them together, and with the water tiger influence, Venus planet influence, Mercury influence, and you're going to notice that when you put all these colors together, that there's a color missing, and it's yellow. And so what I got here was, after a long time of looking at greens and pinks and magentas and all the colors, and I'm looking and I'm thinking, no, this looks weird. It's just like there's a color missing. And it was the color yellow. And I thought to myself, that's the clue for people in a 5 year with money, is joy. If you focus on following what gives you joy and what makes you happy, the money is going to be an automatic flow for you. It's going to lead you to to having more financial success. So in a 5 year, Lauren, I really would suggest that you pursue yellow joy, that you pursue things that are fun, activities that make you laugh and relax and kind of give you a belly laugh. And that's going to help you. And I'm hoping that that's useful for you. Okay, so Leslie's come in and said she's looking at both health and relationships. Okay. Let me just tick that I've given Laurel a reading here. I'm just going to skip down to her because she's given me health and relationships. That seems to be the topic that's coming up for Leslie. And I think, Adriana, you've also asked for health and relationships. Okay. So, Leslie, you are in a 1 year. So let me get my number 1 open. Number 1, and you are looking at health. Goodness me. Okay, health and relationships. Yeah, health for those in a number 1 year is if you've got a lot of stress, poor nutritional choices, you're not exercising enough, it's going to affect your lymphatic system. And this was huge. Immediately when I looked at health and I looked at the physical body, human body, the lymphatic system popped up. Skin issues possibly as well. It's going to be around, honestly, in a 1 year, you tend to get quite busy because you're running around, you've got a whole new cycle to start, you're excited, you want to get moving with things, and you might neglect your body, you might neglect your nutrition. You've got to be aware not to do that. You're in a yellow 1 year, which is relating to the stomach. So you want to make sure that what you put in your stomach is medicinal food. Would be, I don't say that in the predictions, it's just coming through now for you particularly, Leslie. Medicinal food is very important. If you're already on kind of a health kick and you're already on that path of looking after your body and being kind to your body, it could be that you have value in what you've learned about your body and nutrition that you can pass on to others. That this might be an opportunity to kind of teach others and share your wisdom. And then relationships in a 1 year. Oh, it's diversifying your friendship circles. This is about going out and meeting new people, building on friendships. I'll read what it says on the slide. A year to make new friends by diversifying your interests and hobbies. New friends will lead to new opportunities for both work and romance. Those already close to you may find has become boring and dull. And you'll be in need of a more lighter, fun gathering of like-minded people. Yeah, so it's an opportunity to go out. It's an excuse to make new friends. Hopefully, it not for the whole year that it's going to have to be this technology. Let's meet over the internet and Zoom and online events. That it can become in person, and then it's going to be absolutely wonderful for you. Okay. I really feel that new friends is going to lighten things for you. And I'm being told something else here. People your own age. Okay, not older people or kids, right? This is about people your own age, people along your generation, if that makes sense. I'm hoping that helps. Sorry. Okay, and then I'm going to Can you just tick Leslie for me there? And then who was it? Was Adrian? Adriana, you're next on the list. And also health and relationships, and you're in a year 9. Ooh, I'm in a year 9, so let's dig into that, Adriana. Okay, it would be nice to know if you guys also said where you're from, because I have no idea what country you're calling from. I love to know what countries are tuning in. Okay, Adriana, year 9, health and relationships. You're a straight 9 as well. I like that. I like that you're in a straight 9 because you're 10:02. Is that right?
20th of October.
20th of October. Adrian must be from the US because you're the other way. You've said it the other way around. Health and relationship year 9. It's a straight. Her numbers come to a straight 9. She hasn't got like a 1 and an 8, 18 making 9, or 27, 2 plus 7 making 9. So I like that it's a 9, which means it's going to be a little easier for you than for people who have 18, 9 or 27, 9, if that makes sense. So health and relationships in a 9 year. Let's go for it. I'll start with health again. In a 9 year, everything here is to do with red blood cell, spine, knees, hips, sexual organs, and the lymphatic system, okay? You may feel the need and benefit from several detox programs. For this, by the way, I recommend the wood essence, the wood elemental essence. It's the most fantastic detox assisting energy and spray and essence that you can have. Really here, it's the magenta is going to be influencing that bottle 22. That's part of 22 energy is going to be influencing 9 quite powerfully, because it says here that um, in the year 9, what we're mostly detoxing is the last 10 years of nonsense, old anger that's trapped in our joints, and it just things that are past their sell by date. You want to be clearing that from your body, detoxing it from your body, because next year you're going to be in a 1 year. You've got a new beginning. You want to have a fresh start. So if you've got some pounds that you want to lose, I'm in a 9 year. That's what I'm trying to do right now. If you've got some old issues you want to lose whatever can put you in optimum health. So in work on it right throughout 2022, so that in the 1 year you feel as fresh as a daisy and as light as a feather. That's what I want to pass on for you. I hope that's useful. Adriana, in relationships in a year 9, expect blasts from the past to show up. This is friends, lovers, exes, old family members, old schoolmates. It's almost like as you're in this 9 year and you want to complete a cycle and begin a new cycle when you go to year 1 in 2023, it feels like people that things aren't quite done with might pop up, and so don't just dismiss them. Go, why is that person suddenly connecting with me? Or why am I suddenly thinking of that person? Why are they suddenly turning up on my doorstep? That kind of, you want to ask those things. It's like, is there unfinished business, unfinished energy? It could also be that you've become this, your healing abilities, your energy, your light has expanded, and these older people that were part of you, the older version of you, they're just coming in to tap into this new energy that you hold around you. It's kind of like they just want to get a sense of who you've become, and they just want a little bit of it. So they want a bit of your time, and they'll be it'll be a transient. They'll come and they'll go. Nobody's really going to hang around for a long time. I'm hoping, Adriana, that is useful. Yes, and I did get a note here that you're from the USA. That's fantastic. Fabulous. Who have I got next? Nev, okay, so Nev, California, year 1 as well, wealth and relationships. Okay, now some of this I would have already covered, but if I feel there's anything specific for you, then I'll tune into that. So let me go to year 1 on my slides. I've got about 4 computers open up next to me here. It's quite interesting. Year 1. Yeah, so the relationships I'd already mentioned, Nev, that it's about making new friends, building new circles, and it reminds me what they're giving me. The image they're giving me for you is the new Sex and the City that's come out, and just like that they've called it. And Samantha, the character Samantha, has been written out of the story, and she's kind of still there. They still reference her, but she's not appearing. The actress didn't want to come in on this remake of the show. And it shows these women in their 50s, what's happening to them, but minus their Samantha character. And they're trying to introduce different characters. And it's freshening the show up. It's like you miss Samantha, but you don't really miss her because these new characters are so interesting. That's the message I'm being asked to give you, is bring interesting people into your circle of reference. Okay, I'm hoping that helps. Well, you asked about wealth. Okay, let's go to wealth. Right. Yeah, well, this is what the slide says. I'm just going to read a bit to you. Well, what an interesting yellow year for your money. First of all, yellow is known for repelling insects. That means in this year, you won't have attempts of someone trying to steal your money or your assets. You are naturally protected. Investments will be savvy and timely if you listen to your intellect and tuition and try something new to create more wealth or a new career, perhaps. This to me feels like it also links to those new friends, new opportunities that could come up for you related to how you create your wealth, or perhaps clients that you sell, or whoever it is and whatever the community is that you reach with your projects. So I think you might stand out in the crowd. You could commit to doing something. Your family will go, oh, Nev, you're being silly now. You shouldn't be doing that. That's too risky. Well, the kind of thing about being in a 1 year is you can afford to be risky because you do have that insect repelling energy from being safe. So, yeah, do something wild and wacky with your money this year and see what happens. Make a wild and wacky decision, okay? I'm hoping that helps. Fabulous. Who's next, Michael? All right, and please, I'd love comments, whether you like it. And there's a lot of people coming in on the feed. I'm going to have to go back and look at it afterwards. But yeah, let's have a look. Thank you. All right, and Amy, thank you so much for helping me. You and Michael are doing a stunning job to keep me together. Raluca, Raluca's on, and I think she's in Switzerland right now. Being the holiday, she may have been home, but I would imagine she's back in Switzerland now. And she's got the 18-9, and she's looking at the family relationships. Okay, Raluca, now you've got 18-9, so this is what I mentioned earlier was a little bit different. So you're in a 9 year, which is this kind of red and orange bottle, and 18 is also featuring, which is this rose, pink, and red. So 18 is also important to look at if you're in a 9 year. And 18 is about spiritual and material. Oh, sorry, Cody Bodie. 18 is about spiritual and material conflict. Okay, so when you look at the information in the predictions around year 9, you want to also filter it through the spiritual material conflict and ask yourself, am I going to be in conflict at any time around the opportunities and the lessons that are in store for me in year 9? So let me go open year 9. Right, so the relationships for you is around the blast from the past, people from somebody from your past showing up. And it could be through the family, a family connection where somebody's going to come up. And I dare to say this could be romantic in some way as well, all right? But this person or the romance or, whatever is happening later on, as it becomes evident in 2022, you're going to look at them through the lens of, are they spiritual enough for me? So you're going to have this judgment of they might be too materialistic. I need somebody who's more spiritually connected. So through the filter of 18, can you see how that story begins to come together, Raluca? So as far as so that would be for me on a personal side, a personal relationship side. On the family side, I feel here that there is a divide in the family. There is definitely some division coming up. Now, Wanda, and I know you have a twin sister as well, and I'm wondering whether there's something between the two of you that has this opportunity, that has been divisioned and divided, has this opportunity in 2022 for bridge to be built between you, so that you both can cross, so you both can meet somehow and support and in a way come together. That's a healthy relationship without it being needy or rescuing and that kind of energy. I really feel that there is an opportunity for a bridge. I'm hoping that gives you some, that helps Raluca in some way. But for me, family bridging is very, very important. And for some reason, your twin sister came into this for me. Okay, I hope that helps, my darling. Right, who have I got next? Michael says I have to speed up. I've got 2 lists of names here, and I may have some water. Please, if you have given me your names, please tell me just what you want me to focus on, okay? Come back and tell us, all right? Irene, I'm assuming this is my darling Irene here in Canada. Yeah, Michael says Canada. Fabulous. Hi, Irene. Nice for you to call in. You're in a 13-4 year. Ouch. Okay, Michael, can you get me 13 down there, please? Number 13, yeah. So she's in a 13, which is this violet color. Actually, it's supposed to be violet at the top. You can see mine has gone pale blue. So I don't like it when 13 does that. And then she's got 4, which is not kind of the best looking color bottle in Color Mirrors. We all have long conversations about 4, which is deep turquoise and yellow on top. See if there's another 13 in there for me that they can see what it's supposed to look like, because that gives me an opportunity to say something here. So Irene, I'm not sure what you wanted me to...
She's looking at life number 4
in a life path 3. Life path 3 means that her date of birth, so not the 2022, but calculated with the year that she's born. Holy mackerel. Okay, so here's a 13. That's what it's supposed to look like, by the way, guys. Lilac at the bottom. Can you see how this one's gone blue? So literally this is the colors that she sits with. Okay. What her question, which is a lovely question, by the way, Irene, is she's in a 4 year, but her date of birth when she's born is actually a 3. So what she's asking is, how am I as a 3 life path? In other words, 3 is important for me as a life path choice. It's like, you know, the sun sign, you're born, you're an Aquarian or you're a Scorpio, how that is going to be, you know, with you for life. This is her life path color and number 3. But for 2022, she's playing in the pool of number 4. So now, one of the ways that I use to tap into the energy and find out what's going on is to look at the colors. So I would look at the turquoise with the 3 corals and their complementary colors, and then I look at the yellow and how does the yellow play with a coral. So, and of course coral has yellow in it. So these colors are important for you, Irene, this year. And you're in a 3 year, in a 3 life path. You are meant to be expanding. You are meant to be stepping out of roles where you would have played small and try to be insignificant, the wallflower, the victim, the unimportant one, the one that doesn't make a noise, the one that doesn't stand out in a crowd to, wham, I'm out into the world. Look at me, how big and bright. I'm Jupiter. This is the Jupiter bottle. Look how big I am. I'm bigger than anything in the galaxy, and I'm amazing and colorful, and here I am, and you can't miss me when I walk into a room. So it's about the Miss Mouse becoming, you know, the roaring lion and standing out in the crowd. Now, in a 4 year, let's have a look. I'm going to open up the 4 predictions here. Oh, hello, darling. Well, Cody's come to say hello to me here, giving me a little leg rub. So how are you going to handle that roaring Miss Mouse to lion energy? In a 4 year, it says you have to break a little, let your light shine through the cracks. So to expand, to get bigger, it feels like anything where you have almost limited yourself and kept yourself small, you got to kind of crack that open a little bit. I'm hoping that makes sense. If you're going, well, I'm only going to work with people with this subject, you got to go, well, any subject is actually open for discussion. If I'm only going to work with women, well, you know, kind of maybe you need to work with men as well. If I'm only, you know, it's about anywhere where you've gone and kind of put a border around you, because 4 is that 4 cornerstone, breaking down the 4 cornerstone, building a new cornerstone. So it's about just rethinking how you work, who you work with, and what are the rules and regulations you put into place, because they could be limiting you from becoming Jupiter. So 4 is going to help you to expand that. And how 4 is going to help you is it's going to say, do what makes you laugh and that's fun and that's light and open up and be prepared to giggle a lot more. All right. Turquoise is the one that also says it's going to push you to expand. In other words, what will happen is it's going to push you to spiritually ascend another level. And I know you and I've been speaking about doing a teacher level training. So this to me feels like 2022 is the time to do it. I hope that's useful, and that for those of you who didn't know about the life path number, this is useful information as well. Right. Who have I got next, Michael? Oh, Jessica is asking about wealth. Jessica, you're in a 24, you're in a 6 year. Jessica, I think you're a 6 life path as well, if I remember correctly. That's if I've got the right Jessica from Canada here on my mind. Okay, 24/6. Let's go and have a look. That's 6 year. Is the baby sleeping there? We've lost the baby. he's this tiny. He's a tiny puppy. So I always wonder about where he is. Even when Jessica's an 8. Okay. All right. So Jessica, wealth-wise, let's have a look here. You would benefit to pay attention to the advice given in Lesson C's financial forecast. So in the predictions, there's A, B, C, D. There's 4 lessons plus then your specific year numbers. So there's a whole initial general information around the predictions that it gets covered between lesson A, B, C, and D. Now, in lesson C, I spoke about what are the influences for 2022, the financial forecast, energy forecast, and the energy forecast in general was talking about saving and being a bit conservative with spending. So definitely in a 6 year, because if you have a look at the image I've got here on the slide, you'll see there's the 2 pink bottles. Because it's a 6 year plus it's a 6 for 2022 plus you're in a 6 year. Now, choose to save, be conservative with spending and very conscious of the income versus the outgoings. You want to update your insurances, policies, long-term financial planning. I literally had the image on how that slide came about. I was given this image of people taking papers and putting it in a watertight vault. Like taking care of things, securing things that need to be secured. If you haven't got your will written, you want to go and get your will written, for example. You want your loved ones to get that kind of thing in order. It wasn't about scaring people in a 6 year when it comes to money, but it was about taking, if you think about it, if you haven't written your will yet, and somebody dies and you think, oh, I really should get to write my will, and you forget about it and you think, oh, leave it, and then 6 months later you get on with something. Did you know in those 6 months your subconscious is panicking about the will not being written, and you've actually now ignored it and gone back to zombie mode and other things in life that are important? That stress that's running at the back of your mind, that is what you want to avoid in a wealth as a 6 wealth years, not to have those stresses. You want to cut out of the stresses. I'm hoping that that's useful, Jessica, is take care of things that you don't want running in the background that you've forgotten about. I'm hoping that helps you. You teach financial wisdom to people as well. So definitely please use the predictions course, use the material and pass it on, especially the wealth slides, pass it on. One of my teachers, Dwayne Richards, he wrote a lovely testimonial. I happened to read it this morning and sent it out to my email campaign today about around year 7. And he wrote about how he's a tax advisor and how when people are open to numerology, he takes the wealth slides and he brings it into the consultation. So I want to mention that to you, Jessica, because I think these wealth slides for every year will be very useful for when you do your work. Hope that works for you, darling. Thanks for letting me share that information for you. Okay, Michael, who's next?
Let's go with
Lynn. Lynn 7. No, 1 in life path 7. Oh, is this my darling Lynn? Okay. Hi, Lynn. Okay. Oh, by the way, I saw a photo of you and Laurie and a whole bunch of beautiful people. And I think Patricia was in there. I saw a lovely photo of you guys. You looked so happy. Please, God, get back to where we can gather like that under a tree and with our friends, hey? All right, Lynn, you're in a 1 year. So you've got yellow, which is your 1 year. In 2022, you're in a 1 year, but your life path is turquoise 7. Oh, isn't that delicious? Okay. So immediately I'm drawn to the two bottles, 28 and 25. Can I have those two, Mike? Sorry, I keep asking Michael to put down and get bottles for me. 25 and 28. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Look at this. Isn't this just delicious? I'll see if I can hold it up. So you're in a 1 year, but you're a life path 7. And can you see these two bottles in color mirrors that hold the two colors together? So to me, these bottles are very, very important for you to support a 7 person in a 1 year. 25 is about trust. 25 is about trusting the process you're in, trusting the path that you're on, and 28 is about new beginnings. So if you trust the process, the turquoise can flip with the yellow and lead you to a new beginning. Okay, so trust everything that turns up for you in your 1 year, because in a 1 year, if I'm just going to open up the slide for you here again, I'm just jumping backwards and forwards in slides. In a 1 year, the overall bridge the bridge for 1 year is called a bridge to joyful living. All right, so it says here it's a bridge to joyful living. So and sevens don't always find a lot of joy, because in turquoise there's a lot of emotional nonsense to have to deal with in life. I'm a 7 life path myself, so I know the 7 very well, and in your 1 year you literally can grasp the yellow straws of hope and joy and playfulness and happiness, and so that the next 9-10 year cycle for you can be based on that. You can make joy your foundation. Very, very important. So a bridge to joyful living. So living means, how do you want to live your life? So it's to do with work, it's to do with family, it's to do with where you live, it's to do with how you live. And if it's all based on joy, you're going to find your 7 energy is going to be in such a flow that you're going to end up in something completely new beginnings. I kind of put another little bit here for people in a 1 year that I like. Let go and let God build your bridge. After all, you're too busy having fun in the moment. So I think there's a little hint, a little guide there for you, that you don't have to be busy. You don't have to go, oh God, you haven't done anything today. Look at me. All I've done is go walk with the dogs and go swim in the lake, or go ski on the mountain. So what? Just do it. Enjoy it. Don't judge the joy. Okay. I hope that's useful, girl. Thank you for letting me read for you and tune in. I love it. Okie dokie. Moira Andrews. Hello, my darling. Moira, 8 o'clock this morning, I'm in pajamas having coffee, and Moira Andrews in the UK says, I'm live. Where are you? I can't find you. Moira. Time zones. Love Moira. Gotta love you, girl. You and your technology. So, my sweetheart, you want to know about the water tiger, and you are in a 6 year. Okay, let's go to 6 year for you. Thanks for asking a question about the water tiger. We don't want to forget the Chinese astrology influence. It is important. What, my baby? You want to be in on this? Cody wants a little cuddle. Okay, sweetie, come. They're such little ones. You can't ignore them. They're just tiny. You'll have to give him to me. He's not coming to me. If you've been laboring away at your work or with your family and recently not really received recognition, promotions, or awards, the water tiger may be able to help you before the end of the year. Now, it feels here that you could have this feeling in the 6 year that you're not appreciated for who you are, what you do for others. I know you do a lot of work. You do a lot of charity and voluntary work, but as big as your heart is and as much as you want to give, there's sometimes just comes that day that you're tired and you need a bit of time for yourself, but you've promised or committed to be and help somebody else, that you might feel, oh God, does anybody even bother or know or acknowledge what I do? You might come across those feelings. The other thing that I want to say, come here, sweetheart. Oh, my little one of the little ones wants mommy time. So Moira, one of the things I would say to you as well is um, also to counter that is, we don't want to be desiring accolades when we do things for love, right? But one of the ways to counter the energy is almost to give a thank you or an accolade to someone else that needs it. That's someone who's in the same position you are in, and you want to drop them a little present, a little gift, a little thank you, a little special mention, and go, you know what, this person doesn't get the recognition they deserve. Let me give it to them. So I'm hoping that that's useful advice for you from the water tiger. And water tiger, water flows. Where you send it out, it'll come back to you because water flows. Okay. I've got so many I have to move on to. I'm going to have to go down. Nadine. Mother. What does she want with mother?
She's 7 years, and she wants mother, and she's from the UK.
She wants to know about mother stuff. Oh, okay, Nadine. So you're in a 7 year, and you want to know about mom, and you're from the UK. Okay, sweetheart, let me go open up that for you. Are you happy now that you're sitting with your mama? Oh, funny babies. This is my little one. He's just over 2 kilos. I have one smaller. This is Cody. I have a smaller one called Yoda, and Yoda is 1.5 kilos. He's minute. Size of my foot. Okay, let's have a look. So we want to go and open up 7 for Nadine. All right. Nadine. Okie dokie. So, I know I said something here about a mother. I'm just going through my slides, Nadine. There we go. One of the things I did with the predictions this year was to bring in the Gaias. In color mirrors, we have a system numbered 1 to 36. And now the 1 to 9 are the ones that are relevant to the predictions because they're the planetary numbers and bottles. But there's a second set, a higher set of consciousness evolution bottles and messages and higher energy from G, they call G1 to G36. G stands for Gaia. And something new I did this in the predictions was to tune into the Gaia Earth energies and channel a message straight from Mother Earth. So this is what came through for those in a year 7 from Mother Earth. Your Father Sky and myself, your Mother Earth, work in harmony to provide you with all the resources you need to live your heaven on earth. Before you even pray for it, we, along with all our spirit family, have already set in motion the energy to deliver your wishes. We anticipate all your needs and love you very much. Know within your heart that we will not let you down as you begin to remember your truth and live it. We are in awe of your courage and bravery as we witness how you integrate your divine light with your human body. It is an honor to be your spiritual parents. So can I have a G7, Michael? I want to show Nadine. Oh, that side there. Thank you so much, Nadine. What we have is we got copper at the top, and we have this clear silver mirror at the bottom. So to me, this message is a message that mirrors to your own earth parents as well. So the copper really is about Father Sky and Mother Earth giving you a message of, just a beautiful message of appreciation and encouragement, and to let you know that they're manifesting with you and for you. And the silver at the bottom says, but look at your parents as well in a different light. Look at them through that they've always done the best they can for you, and that they love you very, very much. And I think it's just in 2022, in your year 7, it's to spend precious moments with if your parents are still alive, and so you are specifically about mom, is every moment is precious. Every moment to be consciously present in the moment and to connect. I'm hoping that in some way answers what you were looking for, but it's a beautiful message as well. It's an incredible channeled message that I hope has reached you in the heart. Okay, but please, if it is anything, just come back right at the, Amy will pick it up. Okay, so we both, okay, so we have Heather and Navnish both asking about year 6 and health and wealth. All right, so, okay, and where's Heather and Navnish from? They didn't say. Okay.
Mississauga.
Oh, Heather, Mississauga, and Navnish, Mississauga.
No,
Okay.
I don't know where Heather is.
You don't know which one is Heather. Heather's interesting. She's 22, May 2022, so she's got 20. Heather, you got 22 twice there. It's an important year for you, darling. Honestly, if anybody needs to look at these predictions, be somebody who's got 22 in their date of birth, because it relates to karma and what you've come to clear, and you really could, I'm sure the predictions would help you, so I'm just going to mention that for you. Okay, so let's have a look at health and wealth in year 6. Let me just have a little sip of water. Are you ready to go have a little lie down now, baby? Not yet. You're still clinging to mama. Okay. So health for both of you, Heather and Navnish, in a 6 here. Pink health issues can be intense, as pink is a white spotlight on red issues. Now, when you take the color red and you add lots of white light to it, it becomes paler and paler and becomes pink. So when we look at pink, we also want to tap into, the origin of pink, which is white light and red. Okay. So physically, red may give you a little bump in the road this year. Nothing serious, as you have the stamina of the tiger backing you up. Keep a check on blood pressure and avoid indulging in or tagging yourself to posts where judgments are at the root. So the core message for people for health in a 6 year is judgments is going to affect you physically. If you are attaching your energy and your comments and your communication to negative input, negative feeds, negative people, you're going to find that it's going to drain you physically. All right, it's going to affect your red blood pressure. It's going to affect your energy levels, because red is about physical stamina and energy. So, best to stay neutral, or even better, love everything and everyone for the sake of your own good health. So, you're sitting with that double pink whammy in your health year, right? In a 6 pink year, you've got 6, 2022 makes a 6. So love, 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 love. Okay. Anybody that doesn't love you, don't want to be part of that. Step out of that zone. Don't connect with people that are naysayers and negative and, put horrible posts on Facebook. You don't want to go with that. So your health will really benefit from keeping the vibration of love, kindness, and gentleness at the forefront. Now, Heather and Navnish, your wealth in the 6. Okay, so yeah, well, let me just call up that slide. Again, repeating what I said to somebody earlier in the call today is that you need to save and not spend this year. Focus on being a little bit more conservative with money and don't spend too much. You want to put some aside. Because your 7 year that you're going to be in next year, in 2023, money will not flow as easily. In a water 7 year, it's like if you're trying to hold water in your hand, you can't. It's going to leak through your fingers. That's kind of an energy of money sometimes in a 7 turquoise year, which would be 2023 for both of you. So I would say, in the 7 year, in the 6 year, to plan for next year, it's just be a little bit conservative spending. Make sure you got a little bit of cash under the mattress somewhere. Okay, I hope that's useful. Thank you so much for letting me read that for you. Okay, I have got Stella from the UK in. Hello, Stella. I wonder if this is my darling Stella I haven't heard from in years. I would love to have known your surname there. Stella, you're in a 1 year and you want to know about health and wealth for you. Okay, let's go and get that one called up. By the way, I hope you're all enjoying this and finding this useful. You can ask me about the planets as well, not just health and wealth and the water tiger. And you can ask me about the color. You can ask me about the numerology number 1. You're very welcome to ask those kind of questions as well. So sorry, Stella was health and wealth year one. Health, Stella, year one. Again, this I did mention this again in a call earlier. Nutrition, very important this year. You want to take supplements. You want to, really just eat high energy foods. If you happen to have to eat some really silly food and eating out, for example, just put your hands over, pray it, infuse it with some really really good energy. Okay. You've got spiritual growth happening this year, so you kind of the high energy food you put into your body is going to actually facilitate your spiritual growth, if that makes sense. Your vibration of food is high, the vibration of your spiritual body can begin to become higher as well. Wealth for you in a 1 year, Stella, is again, I did mention this one earlier for somebody else. It's that repelling insects. Yellow repels insects, and yeah, you're not going to you won't have people kind of doing silly things with your money, but you need to be a little bit fearless and different with the way you work with money this year. If you've never had a savings account, you need to get a savings account. If you've never considered investing in cryptocurrency, you maybe want to invest in cryptocurrency. You could be pushing the envelope a little bit if your family are very conservative and old-fashioned with money. You want to do it something different. Maybe they never had a financial advisor. You get a financial advisor. You plan for your pension. You plan for whatever long-term financial, foundations you want to put down. Because in a 1 year, you kind of need to look further ahead. You in 1 year, and you can look towards your 9 year. So you want to be looking ahead and going long-term. What can I do to have my money be invested? And you're kind of protected with money. So whatever decisions you make, you'll be fine this year. That's really what that's about. I'm hoping that's useful, Stella. Stella, yeah, Stella Chinri. Hi. Okay, I never thought it was you. Fabulous. Nice to see you on the call, Stella. I hope that was useful. Okay, Melanie Anthony is on the call. Okay, and it's a 14-5 year for you. Health, wealth, and relationships. Okay, I'll try and get to some of those, Melanie. Let's have a look. 5 year. Where are we? 5 year. Open up the slides. Okay, so we've 5 year health, wealth, and relationships. Health in a 5 year tends to be around the heart and lung areas normally. Okay, but you've got a lot of red sitting in magenta in the 22 this year. So I would say that you need to kind of pay attention to hips and knees more than lungs and heart this year, actually. But to me, when I looked at health for people in a 5 year, I could see the stone, a heavy boulder, because I get images sometimes when I do these predictions. So I could feel this heavy boulder in the heart, kind of like this dog's getting really heavy to hold around my heart, the little bugger. Come on, you got to go sit in your own chair now. And it's about carrying weight, energetic weight or emotional weight that's not yours to carry anymore. It's like Sana, somebody has relationship problems, but you've taken them on as your stuff to be worried about. It's about putting down baggage that's not yours anymore. You want to have that big boulder shrink to a little pebble. You don't want to be carrying other people's stuff. It's about healing yourself first before you heal others. So your health is also tied to the emotional well-being and health this year as well. And wealth in a 5 year. I mentioned this one earlier as well. It's about that absence of yellow that sits in a 5 year for people when it comes to wealth. And the tip I gave there was, be happy, do things that are happy, create money through happy pursuits, happy projects, and you can turn things around. All right. If you've been working and you've not really been happy at what you're doing, or it hasn't given you joy, this 2022 is like, leave it, build a bridge and do something different. One of the main bridges to build in a 5 year is cooperation. So it might be that you can cooperate, you can find a partner, find somebody that you can work with to build bridges to something different in your career or your work or your business, whatever you have going. Relationships in a 5 year. I'll just read what I wrote here for you. You knew your time as a hermit is coming to an end, that you will have to come out of isolation and reconnect with the rest of the world. Now start by reconnecting to your body, tune it up, detox it, nurture it, then move on to making connections with family and friends, their neighbors. As you stretch your heartstrings further afield, your path will cross those who are in need of love and kindness. Really, what this is to remind you that your heart is stronger and more powerful than you know, and to rebuild and reconnect with people that you have relationships with, and even build and reconnect to connect to strangers as well, and really let that love energy flow between you and them. It feels like in a 5 year, it's going to be important for the planet, if that makes sense. If you listen to what I said at the beginning of this broadcast about what's been generally forecast for 2022, doesn't look pretty easy or nice. It looks very challenging. And for those of you in a 5 year, you have that green heart chakra energy that can absolutely help you to connect to people and let them feel cared for. All right. And again, when you send those strands from your heart out, love comes back to you. Okay, so you might find love coming from a direction that's a little unexpected. I'm hoping that's useful. Okay, who have I got next, Michael? Is Tanya on? Oh, excellent. Tanya from South Africa is on. Nice that you could join us. It's probably very late at night there for you. I try to do it midday here so I can catch the Europeans, but the Africans, I always think, I'm going to miss my South Africans because it's so late for you. So you're in a 9 year, Tanya. I didn't know if there was anything specific you wanted. So let me open up 9. I'm in a 9 year, and I'm going to do something unusual, and I'm going to look at the shadow energy for a 9 year. Okay. As some of you might not know, but I've written a shadow deck, which has been impounded by the Vancouver Port authorities for months already. And my followers who invested in the startup for it to get it here has been incredibly, and I thank you again, incredibly patient while we wait for these darn things to be released by customs. But I do know a psychic, Lisa, actually from the States, said to me she sees them here in March. So fingers crossed they're here by then. Right, so the shadow energy, each year I've pulled a shadow card and I've looked at what is the dark stuff lurking around, the energies for you in that particular year. So for people in a 9 year, and I'm in a 9 year too, Tanya, the shadow card is the authentic card, and it is a rose gold card. I wonder if I can get Michael to hold it up for you so you can find it for me. This is the shadow deck. If you can find it in there for me. It's card number 15, I think. The challenge in becoming authentic as humans is that we have multiple personalities. We have ideals of ourselves, and reality occupy our mind at the same time. So we have these thoughts about, oh, I'm like this, but then reality might be something different, right? And if you look at the shadow card, you can see the 3 faces there on the gargoyle. All the shadow cards are gargoyle images, by the way. So there's the 3 faces. So which person am I today? Becoming authentic, there are many layers to traverse, many aspects within each layer that you can coach into the light of authenticity. So this year, another aspect of you is looking to step forward and be seen for who it really is, without its story. Your shadow actually cannot hold up the mask anymore. It will let go so that a really powerful part of you is added to your collective divine light. And your hard work to grow spiritually is showing results. So this says that in 2021, you really pushed the envelope when it came to spiritual studies, which means now in your 9 year, because of course you would have been an 8 violet year last year, which was all about spiritual growth and growing stamina and spiritual muscles. In your 9 year, you're kind of going, okay, so now you're much wiser, you're much stronger. And yes, the bruises, you're kind of dealing with the bruises of the year, but now as you come out of this, it means you can step forward far more authentically. I integrate the facets of my personality, and I am truthful, is what it says on that card. So my darling, just go out and be authentically you, and you might also spot, the thing about the shadow card is you might spot people who are inauthentic and wear masks and pretend they're happy, pretend they're wealthy, pretend they're successful, pretend they're spiritual. You're going to see through those masks. All right. And so definitely part of your spiritual growth is that you're able to spot that nonsense and step away from it. And you don't have to be a part of it, and just say, thank you, God. I know I can be authentic myself. I hope that helps you. But lovely that I could read that for you, Tanya. Oh, Joanne, Arjun, hello, my darling. Oh, hello, 22-4. Yay, I finally have a 22-4 to talk about. I'm so excited. Okay, Joanne. So you're in a 4 year, but your 4 is made up by 22. The actual year number as well, 2022. So you've got this incredible, powerful combination of numbers. So first of all, I want to say to you that in year 4, Joanne, please make sure that you've got these 2 bottles. If you haven't got them, you need to top up, my darling. Copper Dragon and Melchizedek. They are your support in a year 4. But because you also have the Master 22 number sitting there, you've got a 3rd essence bottle which supports 22, and that is Metatron, which I know you have. Okay, so make sure you never, those 3 spritzers, especially Metatron, in your handbag. You take it to work, you take it to the bathroom, you take it on dates, you take it everywhere with you. Okay, it travels with you. Don't be without it. Okay, it's going to really support you. So let me go open up the slide here for you. Joanne is, hey, where's my 4? There we go. Okay, so magenta 22. So this is what I'm feel to look at for you, Joanne, because you said anything, I can dip into anything for you here. You may feel caught in a 4-way mirror of magenta, rose pink, yellow, and turquoise. Literally these 4 colors. So no matter which way you turn, you're going to hit one of these colors this year. Okay. Magenta is a color that says you need to forgive. Rose pink says love. Yellow says laugh, and turquoise says, oh well, just chill. Don't get so stressed. Which one do you do first? So it's almost like if choices are going to come up in front of you, or opportunities come in front of you, you don't know which way you're going to turn. It's like these 4 paths. It's not like a fork in the road. It's like 4 forks in the road for you to look into. Okay. That's going to be a little confusing till around about April. So in the 4th month, things will begin to flip around for you. So I would say don't make big decisions January, February, March, April, because literally any one of those doors that are open to you, it doesn't matter which way you go. Really, you can chill and just be where you're at. But after April, any big decisions you're going to find a lot easier and have a lot more clarity on. Okay, it's like all these doorways begin to melt away. Just stay where you're at. Just stay. Like say now somebody says, oh, have you heard that so and so there's a new job going, right? Think about it very carefully about where you're at, because it could be that there's 2 or 3 job offers coming at you, and you kind of, which one do I take? What do I do? It might be a time to just stay in the center for a little bit and just feel the process through. Definitely between now and April, those energies are playing tricks with you. I'm hoping that makes sense. What they're showing me, you remember when we were younger kids, we had these telescopes, these kaleidoscopes, and we used to twirl them, and then it used to change colors and patterns. I think they're called kaleidoscopes. Michael's nodding right. Yes. It's like, no matter which way you turn, the colors and the patterns are going to change. It's kind of that energy around you. Okay. Which is great, because it means lots of potential around you. This year, lots of potential, lots of bridges that can be, because 22 is bridge energy, and you've got the 22 energy, lots of bridges. You might just be surprised at where you end up on the other side. Okay. I hope that's useful, Joanne. Okie dokie. Who's next? Joanne from Catherine. No, Joanne Catherine. Joanne Catherine from the UK. Is it my Joanne Catherine from the UK? My goodness, I hope it's you, darling. You're in the 7 year and you want to know about relationships. Okie dokie. Let's go open 7. Okay. Catherine, relationships. Oh, this is a funny one. I'll just read it for you. Me, myself, and I. Question whether you really prefer to be alone or whether you are suited to be with a family or in a partnership. So it's about becoming really honest with the choices you have about relationships and being in relationships, living with family or not living with family, or living near family in the same village or town as them. It's really coming to a point of acceptance about who you are for yourself, and who and what fulfills you. All right. A lot of people are very happy being solo. A lot of people are very happy being on their own. A lot of people need other people to be with other people or find the benefit of being with other people. But this goes for both business and personal relationships in a turquoise 7-year. Be transparent and truthful if you are with others and around how you conduct and nurture that relationship. Turquoise and Neptune is very prominent for you, will highlight narcissistic tendencies and oust the hidden agendas, patterns, and shadow games. So, really, what's happening is anybody that's in your orbit, and if they're not being transparent with you, and if they are not being honest with you, it's going to show. It's going to come up, and you're going to become aware of just what is their end game. What are they trying? What are they trying to achieve? Or how are they pushing me? And it's going to be up to you to buy into that game or not. It's like somebody who's married and they turn around to their partner and say, well, why did you marry me? Obviously I'm not good enough for you. You've got to go, what are they actually saying? What are they actually saying? Are they saying what they're saying, or is there an agenda? Are they leading you because they really want you to kick them out because their mom kicked their dad out, and they want you to repeat the pattern? So it's about becoming almost psychologically savvy and analyzing situations and conversations around you, and not just making snap decisions in relationships. I hope that's useful, darling. And so nice that you could be here. Fabulous. Oh my goodness. All these lovely people from... Is it our Shannon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Shannon here. Our Shannon here in Canada. Hello, darling. Oh my goodness me. 11-2. Whoa. Lisa Charmaine, 11-2. Lynn from the UK is in a 2-year. So there's a couple of you doing 2s. We actually haven't really dipped into 2 yet, have we? Mm-mm. So this will be nice to do. Okay. So a 2-year, the bridge for a 2-year is to spiritual guidance. And to me, anybody who's in a 2-year, let me just show you what that bottle looks like. For all of you who's in a 2-year, I might as well, just because I've been on for quite a while, so I've got to make sure I get as much in as I can now. In a 2-year, you've got this beautiful, beautiful blue bottle. It's called the moon. So you've got the moon influence in a 2-year as well. All right. So watch the cycles of the moon this year, because your energy is probably going to be very tied into the new moons, full moons, and definitely eclipses. All right. In a 2-year, your bridge is to become a spiritual guide and be a spiritual guidance. So this is setting yourself up in a way that you can help other people and be a guide for them. But it also means you need to look for a guide who knows more than you. You need to be signing up for like Color Mirrors programs, for example. You want to make sure that you're into a mentoring program for somebody who's spiritually higher evolved, or that you look up to and admire and connect with them in some way, and tap into that information, because you're going to be passing it down to the babies that you're teaching. I have this feeling people in a 2-year, you're going to really become involved with people that are newly awakened. So as you sustain and help and give them educational programs to support them, you want to make sure that you're supported in line as well. It's like somebody who goes to study psychology or psychiatry. They are assigned a psychologist and a psychiatrist while they study. Do you get that? Even while they're studying and healing and learning, they have to heal themselves and have a mentor through somebody who knows and has more work and has more spiritual or psychological experience in them. So that to me is just huge when it comes to year 2. Your entire thought process this year is around, how can I serve? How can I help others? How can I educate? How can I make a difference? All right. I hope that that's useful for those in a 2-year. Now, if you're in an 11, let me just add on to, because Shannon's in an 11 too. So she has the 11 energy. It's a big shadow year. This is the duality bottle. You can see it's like night and day. It's like the yin and yang bottle, all right? The two support bottles are the new ones that have come through with the shadow deck, Shannon. That is the black and the white pearls. They are going to be there to help balance shadow work. So when the shadow deck comes, please consider, when Vancouver Port authorities release it for us, please consider using the information, the course information and the deck to help other people clear shadow patterns as well. Because it's about education and helping other people, all right? And make sure you stay in contact with me to help you, because you need that higher source or just a slightly one step ahead kind of person to help you with that. I'm hoping that's useful and that helps, my darlings. Okay, who have I got? Lynn Thomas says, can I have the shadow card for number 2? Yes, my darling. Let's go see specifically for year 2. Passive aggressive card, and it's number 34, Michael. It's a copper card. Michael's just bringing the card up so I can show you what it looks like, Lynn. By the way, if anybody does want to order the shadow deck, it is available on my website. So when it comes out, it's there for you. I should have it, I'm hoping, by March, what the psychics have been telling me. That's the passive-aggressive card, and it's got the image of a gargoyle on it there. Okay. So it says here, copper is active in your G2 Gaia light side, which is a bottle that features as the number 2 bottle in the predictions as well, but also in your shadow dark side. So copper's color that features twice for you in your predictions in the year 2. Copper can be a relief because it gives you time to figure out your next move, and at the same time allows you space to become aware of how you conduct that next move. It's almost like you're going to do something, but you hit pause and you become very aware of how that is going to unfold. So become aware in that time and space holding pattern on just how you manipulate to get what you want, how you pass on blame instead of taking responsibility for your unconscious choices. If you lost your keys and are late, this is an example, your shadow made that choice to forget keys, and it's not the traffic that made you late. So it's about becoming aware of how your shadow makes decisions on your behalf, and you've just gone and there's this habitual, well, actually there was a lot of traffic, so I'm late. No, you forgot your keys. You didn't do it purposely. Your shadow is an aspect of you. So it's about taking responsibility for the choices your shadow makes and making sure that you don't pass the blame on down the line to something else, okay? It's about taking your power back. Really what this card is about. It says, I'm consciously aware of my energy, all my choices, all my communications, and therefore I'm in my power. So I hope that is useful, darling. There we go. Right, who's next, Michael? I can do one or two
Lisa.
more. Oh, Lisa Charmaine, 18-9, turquoise dragon in a 9 year. Okay, so Lisa, you're from California. Lisa's actually the psychic who told me I was going to get my cards in March. So I'm holding you to that, Lisa. Okay, you're 18-9. Oh, boo. You poor thing like me. Okay, we have this 18-9 stuff going on, Lisa. Okay, do you think you can take this little one? There we go. The other little one wants to come. He can have it. He can have his turn now. 9 and 18. There we go. You can get into me. Shame. The little one wants to turn with mum too. They love the energies when I'm channeling and got the bottles around me and they try and sit on my lap. And there you go, sweetie. Okay. Oh, cutie, come here. Oh, he's stuck here. Okay, I got you. Oh, sweetheart. Yeah, little baby. This is the baby. Anyways, this is the one that weighs just 1.5 kilos. He's a tiny, minute little thing. It's like having a permanent puppy in the house, and he's so lovable and cute and so sweetheart. He just wants to curl up with mama. Oh, okay. And you love the color bottles, hey? Yes, I know you do. Yeah, you love sniffing them. He's a sniffer. He loves sniffing them. Okay, this is not a show about you. I've got to work, Mr. Honker. There you go. Take and make your breathing. Relax your breathing. There you go. These little dogs, their tracheas are so small, and it's called honking, and that sometimes happens with them. Okay, Lisa, Well, my darling, you and I both, with this 9 energy and an 18, it's all the hard stuff, darling. So you and I both having, waiting to sort stuff out around the heart and physically heart issues. I'm not surprised. So if anybody who's in a 9, who's got 18, and they're giving them the 9 here, don't be surprised if you end up getting a little checkup on your heart this year. So it definitely feels that that is a little health thing that sits there. Um, what does Lisa want to know? The turquoise dragon. Yeah, so yes, Lisa, the turquoise dragon is the energy for people, the dragon energy, which is, this is a futuristic dragon. It's kind of a turquoise and it's got lovely sparkles in it, okay? And this is the message for you in a 9-year with turquoise. Imagine a beautiful, cute dragon stepping out of the O in the 2022. So on the 2022 logo, by the way, which Amy Bell beautifully put together for us, did the graphic design, and they've got this tiger coming out of the north. It's a lovely graphic design. So what it's saying is, instead of the tiger, imagine this cute dragon coming out. And you get a sense of the mystery and magical energies available to you through this futuristic dragon. He wants you to stop and dip your feet in puddles. Take a moment off from the fast-paced red and orange here, so you can imagine your future in more detail. So if it is that new house, what are the colors on the walls? If it's a new job, what type of boss would you like? If it's to travel, what does the air smell like where you want to travel to? If it's to fall in love, what do you feel like when they look into your eyes? So a few more finer details, and this dragon will take the instructions back through that O portal and finish up your blueprints. It just feels like in this 9 year, you know, next year is a year 1 beginning, new beginning year. It feels like in this 9 year, you need to tidy up some of the plans. You need to kind of dot the I's and cross the T's. So it just feels like finishing things up. But when it comes to your future and what you want for the next 10 years, you want to make sure that you give this dragon, this aspect of you, this future manifestation power that you have, the correct instructions. All right. So you don't want to just go, oh, you know, I'd love to buy a house. And, well, you know, 3 bedrooms is fine. No, you want to go, I'd love to buy a home that's big enough for my family, that has lovely, lovely grounds that my animals can run around in. It's got lots of trees, and you kind of want to add and embellish on that wish and on that thinking. All right. And the turquoise dragon is the one you spray, and you think about it, and you visualize it, and you put it out into the ethers. All right. I hope that that's useful for you. So a bit of manifestation and magic happening for you in your 9 year. Okay, the last 2 I've been told is Rose from the UK and Karina. Okay, Rose, Rose, you are in a 17-8 year. Well, that's nice, because I don't think we've had an 8, have we?
No.
We haven't had an 8 yet, so Rose, so that's nice. In an 8 year, you're in this violet Saturn kind of year. All right, so let me open that up. Listen, people in a 3 year and 8 year, I haven't done a reading for anyone in those years yet, so it's nice to come here. So Rose, does she want to know anything specific? Okay, Rose. I'm just going over the slides, Rose, to see which one is right for you, which is the one I feel is important for you. Okay, the fun one that's come up is because in a violet 8 year, it tends to be very deep and spiritual and purposeful, and yeah, kind of heavy. A lot of heaviness in an 8 year sometimes. So the relationships came up a little bit fun. So I'm going to read this one for you in relationships, Rose. Prepare your partner on what to expect from you in your relationships, excuse me, in a violet year. Let me have a little bit of water there. So in a violet year, this could happen, right? So you want to pre-warn them. You may be prone to depression, tired from giving of yourself and need longer naps, need to control them so that you feel something can at least go your way, and ask them to just let you get on with it. It's only for 12 months, and require respect to be shown regularly. And please throw in some hugs and neck rubs, but tell me when you approach, no surprises. Remind them that you are royalty this year and you will humbly accept regular adoration, worship, and praise. So there was a little fun spin around. Normally in an 8-year, relationships can feel so purple and heavy and spiritual. So there was just this fun little channeling that came through that just said, you know what, just if you are in a partnership, just tell them, you're going to be heavy and you're going to need lots of attention, and they just got to let you get on with it this year. All right. It's kind of, this is a slide in the course you want to print out and hand it to your partner. So I'm just warning you ahead of time, okay? By the way, I often get asked this question, when I look at the predictions program and I think about children, how do I read it in the context of children? You've got to understand here that these are children that are going to, in an 8-year, they're going to need their own space. They're going to need you to make them feel like royalty. They're going to try to tell you what to do and just play the game for a little bit. All right. So you kind of just look at it through the lens of, if it's a child, how would you handle this energy and information for a child? Hope that's useful. And I hope you like that, Rose. And the last one we have today is Karina. Okay, Karina in a 3-year. Oh, hallelujah. We haven't had a 3 yet. So let's get the 3 out. That is that Jupiter bottle. And in a 3-year, we haven't looked at any slides or information around a 3-year. So that's fabulous. Thank you, Karina. Right, let me open up 3. And is there any specific area she's asked for? Okay. So I just have to tap in and feel for you. Can I just see the name again so I can just pick up on her energy? And she's a 1 and a 5. Okay, May baby. 12 and 3, heaven on earth. Nice. Can I have the 12 bottle so I can just show Karina the 12, Michael? You've got special energy this year, I can tell you. I can already feel your energy, girl. I don't think I've met you. I'm not sure I know you. Can you give me 12 quickly? Heaven on earth. There we go. I know you're special because in your 12, which makes your 3, the number 12, 1 and 2 makes 3, you have got the heaven and earth bottle in color mirrors. It is violet on top and it is red at the bottom, which says everything in your world turning the right way up. Because violet relates to the crown, red relates to the base, and everything in between, all the chakras in between being balanced and being in place, everything falling into place for you. So your 3-year Jupiter, which is, normally has that energy of expansion around you, everything is it just feels like it's going to flow for you. So if in 2021 things felt stuck and didn't quite go, it really feels in your 3-year that you're going to get that taste of what heaven on earth means. Things just feeling a lot brighter and better for you. It's almost like these new images that NASA finally released. I think they actually took these photos in 2019 already, but they've only now become available to the general public. And of course, it takes years it takes time for the energy to transmit. But these new photos of Jupiter show the most amazing colors, and actually these colors are on the surface of these new photographs that they've taken in the photographs. So please Google the new photos by NASA on Jupiter. I'm sure they're visually going to inspire you as well. Okay, so Karina, let me see what I can tell else for you here. Okay, so what I'm looking at, I'll show you the slide. What I'm looking at for you, and I'm drawn to look at, is the numerology information. So there's the number 3 and the slide related. You'll see there's a whole bunch of slides relating to people in year number 3. And for you, I'm feeling to talk to you about the number 3 as well. In a 3-year, your emotional body graduates from a teenager to an adult. And with that comes responsibility for managing your emotional needs and expectations. Repressing your feelings will not work in a 3-year. Think of a pressure cooker with a faulty valve. It will find a way to release pent-up energy and may pop out into the open at an inappropriate time. So best to practice saying your feelings in the moment you feel them. Speak your needs precisely and kindly. Avoid games to get what you really want. Your honesty and authenticity with how you really feel about relationships will be your graduation and give you a sense of spiritual achievement. So there really is just this taking responsibility for your emotional reactions, your feelings, your habits, and where you feel you're kind of acting like you're still a teenager. This is the year to just go, look, I'm going to do this as a grown up. I'm not going to be small, limiting. I'm going to be this vast Jupiter adult, and I'm going to deal with it in a very adult way. Again, if you're in the healing world, I don't know you, but if you are in the healing and therapy world, it means that this is the kind of clients who might even attract towards you. People are going to still act like, tantrum 3-year-olds or teenagers, and it's about them growing and you helping and guiding them to grow up and be a little bit more spiritually adult, if that makes sense. Is that it, my darlings? How am I done? Oh, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Well, that's not too bad. I've done pretty well. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in and allowing me to dip into your energy and allowing me to give you some information out of the 2020 predictions program. I'll put a link in at the bottom of the feed if you're interested in actually purchasing it. You'll see on my timeline, Moira Bush on Facebook, you'll see there's a whole bunch of posts that I put little bits and pieces in for each of the year. You can just scroll down and you'll see some tidbits from the course as well as the link to the Academy where you can purchase the course. The course is 197 Canadian dollars with tax, 13% tax. It comes to 222. Isn't that awesome in 2022? 222. And here's something really important. You can use that information once you've purchased it to earn money. So you can use the information to offer readings to family, friends, and clients, earn some money. I have clients who, she told me that between January the 4th and January the 20th, she did 11 readings. So you can imagine if you could do 11 readings, you're charging $50 or $100, how quickly you pay back the investment for 197 to purchase the course. So you have my permission to do that, and add it to your spiritual work, add it to your counseling, and add a little bit of something interesting. There's a lot of testimonials, by the way. If you go to the Academy, you'll see feedback from people, how they earn and how they explain how they earn money using the materials for free. So that is the extra little bit I wanted to share with you. Was there anything else I'm supposed to share? There's quite a few people I've not read. Loretta, Harula, and Chelsea, Regina, Yvonne, and Constance. Thank you so much. I'm sorry we didn't have enough time to get to all of you, but I do hope that some of the information I've shared here helps. And of course, again, please go and purchase the predictions and get into it yourself and pass the information down and earn some money from it. Okay, so that's it. This is my 13th annual prediction. I'm hoping that 13 turns out to be a lucky number, although I did notice earlier that my 13 bottle has changed color. It's gone from this lilac to this blue. So there's something happening around 13 for me. And that's it, my darlings. Thank you so much. And Amy and Michael for helping me today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you both more than you can possibly know. And thank you to Melissa Jolly, the founder of Color Mirrors. Without her, I wouldn't have a job. I wouldn't have a business. She created the Color Mirrors system. She's incredibly, incredibly, incredibly amazing woman. Thank you so much. Okay, my angels, I will see you soon in the ethers, hopefully.